Hey guys, Lee, WW2DX. I'm going to do a quick demo of the K3 Twins using the remote rig. And what we have here, we have two K3s, one on the left here and one on the right. And what we're going to do is, the one on the left is going to simulate the K3 that's up on the mountaintop, and the one on the right will be the local K3, or the K30. So the first thing we're going to do is power on the K3, the local K3 that is, and we're just going to hit the power button here, and as that one comes up, we'll come over to the remote one. Okay, so they both come up, 20 meters, you can see that okay, a little focus there, and the local one. Now, sort of, since this is, I believe it's beta firmware in a K3, this twin firmware, there are some bugs. So I just turned on the local K3 here, and it's in twin mode. I mean, it's 20 meters here, and 20 meters here, and as I spin the VFO, but the audio is still coming out of the local K3 here, and when I turn up the volume, I get the remote K3's audio. So, little bug there. So let's sort of force it out. So let's hold down the menu button, go into normal mode, which is simulating a local K3, and then let's go back into term or twin mode. Okay. So now when I use the volume, it's going to control the remote K3 volume. Okay. Okay, so, and as I tweak the controls of the local K3, you'll see there's power. I guess I got some lighting issues here. Like the monitors might be throwing a little bit too much light here. So here's controlling things from the local K3 and tweaking them on the remote K3, bands and modes. So let's just spin up the band here. And I'll tweak the sub-receiver here, and there's sub-receiver. Well, that seems to do the right thing, which is pretty cool. Even, you know, memories, all that kind of cool stuff all just does the right thing. So your local K3 can be a stripped down K3, like the K30 for instance, or a K310 with no filters or any accessories, and your remote K3 can be fully loaded, and the local K3 will completely control all those functions of the loaded K3, which is a really cool feature. And there's the remote rig box, the local one here connected to this K3, and then here's the remote rig box. So what you could tell is by this, there's a plug here for the CW, and on the local one there's a speed control knob for the local CW keyer, and that's how CW is generated by the local keyer inside of here, which is a clever way of doing CW remotely. So you have a local side tone, and so you don't get messed up by the delay of the internet. So a few things. Being the first version of firmware out, I mean, it does the right thing. It works. There are a few bugs I've noticed. Things getting out of sync. Also, one of the features I'd like to see is when we're in this twin mode. This happens to be another K3 100, right? And it has, you know, antennas outside and so on and so forth. And what I'd like to be able to do is simply hold down that menu button, take it out put it back into normal mode. You see it went to 40 meters, but I still have a link to the remote K3. So even though I'm out of twin mode, the remote K3 is still powered on, and there's still an active connection between the two remote rigs. So if you have or a buddy or whatever sharing a remote site, the other person will not be able to connect in to the remote rig because the link is active. So what would be cool is if you hold that menu button down and take it out of twin mode, it drops that connection, and that would be ideal. So hopefully that'll be a firmware addition in the future. And even if it powers down the remote K3, it would be even better, obviously. So I'll even power down the K3. And, even though we're not in twin mode, if I power down the local K3, powers off the remote one. So some functionality, like to see it changed. So we'll see what happens here. Hopefully we see that in the next release. As for the most part, it works. It works pretty slick, actually. And looking forward to picking up a K3.0 and testing that out. And we'll be deploying this K3 here up to one of the mountaintop QTHs here pretty soon. So we'll be playing around with it. Hope you enjoyed it, 73s. Check out some more stuff, www.2dx.com. 73 guys.